Hello everybody, welcome back. So we just finished up with week 11 of Big Brother 23. This was the second to last week in the house and it was crazy. I feel like this was the first week that all hell truly broke loose and I'm super excited to talk about it, so stay tuned. So like I was saying earlier, tensions have been high this week and it seems like almost everybody has been fighting. We saw in the show earlier this week that Derek F and Azah have been fighting about gameplay, their friendship and other things like that. But what they didn't show on the show was that Derek F and Kylan have also been fighting nonstop all week.
I don't know why somebody would be like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, okay, then tell your face, your tone, your posture, all those things to be fine too. Otherwise, stop lying to both of us.
No, if my posture offended you, I did not know that.
I'm not offended by anything.
No.
In this conversation,
No.
talking about that.
They'll have arguments for hours and hours straight over damn near nothing. It's been crazy. It's been 70 something days in this house and you can tell that these people are just over each other. They are ready to get away from each other. So one of my favorite moments of tonight's show was definitely the jury segment. Everyone was shocked that Tiffany was the first one out of the cookout to be evicted. But when Tiffany explained the cookout and the reason for its existence, everybody was also super duper accepting and super duper proud of the group for making it that far. I've mentioned before that statistically speaking, the cookout is the most successful alliance to exist in Big Brother US history. No other alliance has been able to get every single one of its members to the very end of the game without having to evict anybody at all. And so I'm super duper glad that the jury was able to recognize that and they were able to respect the awesome game move. Tiffany also revealed to the jury that the duo's plan to have everyone in the cookout have a non-cookout partner was her idea. Everybody was just giving Tiffany all the praise for coming up with the master plan, as they should. I'm just glad that everybody in the jury gave Tiffany her flowers, recognized her bad bitchness, and also some of them even recognized that she probably would have been the one that they would have voted for to win had she made it all the way to the end. Even though she was evicted, I still stand by the fact that Tiffany was the strongest player this season and I would love nothing more than to see her on my screen again. But anyway, this video is not about Tiffany. Can we talk about Kyland? Holy shit. I'm still in shock. I'm like, whoa, like I knew that he was emotional, but I wasn't expecting him to do all of that when he got blindsided. So the plan has pretty much been set since the very, very beginning by Xavier to get Kylan out of the house. I know on the show they briefly showed DF weighing his options, especially when Azah was getting on his nerves a little bit, but make no mistake, it was always going to be Kylan. Kylan was always going to be the person to leave this week. He just didn't know that. So we see during the live show, Xavier reveals that he's not going to use the power of veto on Kylan. Kylan just kind of has this blank stare in his face. He looks a little bit emotionless. Then Big D gets up and announces that he's going to evict Kylan. And Kylan probably took his eviction the most personal out of any contestant I've ever seen on the show. I mean, he was mad. He was big mad. He tried to get all tough with Xavier, tried to buck up to him, asking questions. He brought up Xavier's kid nephew for whatever reason. I just wanted to add that earlier in this season, Xavier had actually confided to Kylan that his brother had passed away, and so Xavier wanted to be a good role model and a good figure for his nephew to look up to. So Kylan's comments about Xavier's nephew having no man to look up to were just really, really, really gross and disgusting.
If your nephew has nobody to look up to, that
keep talking about my nephew.
If your nephew has nobody to look up to, that is gonna figure out how to raise him.
Xavier stood his ground, but he also stood with his hands behind his back and his chest puffed out, like, you know, come at me if you want, but I'm not gonna be the one coming at you, because Xavier's too smart for all that, you know. And this is actually not the first time Kylan has brought up somebody's family member. A couple of weeks ago when Kylan was HOH and he was going to send Tiffany home, Kylan brought up Tiffany's son for whatever reason. And he also brought up Xavier's family earlier this week after he lost the veto competition.
Xavier's family, I hope you raised him in a way that he knows how important it is that this season's winner be representative of a lot of different characteristics besides simply a will to win by any means necessary.
Basically, Kylan just outed himself as one bitter bitch. And it didn't have to be like that, you know? In a game like this, there's gonna be 15 losers and 1 winner. You're just one of the losers, man. It would have been so much easier. You would have looked so much better and more respectable if you would have just grabbed your things and walked out the door. It just was not a good look for you, Kai. But on the other hand, it was super duper entertaining to watch for me personally, so I didn't mind too much. So that's my take on week 11 of Big Brother 23. What did you guys think of this week? I personally thought that this was probably the most exciting week as far as mess and drama went. Also, who do you guys want to be America's favorite house guest? Let me know in the comments below. I personally enjoyed watching the vast majority of contestants this season, so this isn't going to be an easy decision to make, but I'm probably going to give the vast majority of my votes to Tiffany. If y'all have been watching my channel, you know that this is a Tiffany stan account. It has been pretty much all season. I liked a lot of people. I like DX. I like Chaddha. I like Claire. But Tiffany, like, it's not even a competition. Tiffany was by far my favorite player of this whole season. So she's gonna get most of my votes. But I'm also interested to know, who do you guys think is going to win AFP this season? Who are you guys going to vote for? Let me know in the comments below. And if you are not already, guys, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the red subscribe button below. I'm super duper excited to finish out the season. We have one more week left of Big Brother 23, and I'm excited to see who's going to end up winning. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you next week. Peace.